We've got a lot to cover in this week's episode. However, before we get into what's happening in the markets this week, we'd like to take some time to address some upcoming deadlines related to agricultural pandemic assistance programs. These include the second iteration of the Coronavirus Food Assistance Program, Pandemic Livestock Indemnity Program, and Pandemic Assistance for Timber Harvesters and Haulers. The CFAP 2 program application deadline is set for October 12th. This program is intended to assist with agricultural commodities marketed in 2020 that faced market disruptions due to COVID-19. While many producers have already submitted their applications, there have been some additional program updates that specifically impact livestock and poultry contract growers and sales-based commodities that you should know about.
Yeah, with CFAP 2, USDA did recently announce some program updates for two groups of applicants under that program. The sales commodity group, so that's like dry edible beans, pullets, fruits and vegetables, and wool. Anybody who had an application under that sales commodity category, they are allowing you to use 2018 revenue as a representative year in that payment formula compared to 2019. And so it's an option for you as someone who applied before to use that 2018 number instead of 2019. There is also another category. So contract producers also, there was an update to policy associated with contract producers as well. And so for those who previously applied as a contract producer and under those categories, we're talking about contract producers of broilers and pullets, turkeys, swine falls under that. You may also want to contact FSA to see about the formula update for payments related to CFAP 2.
Pandemic Livestock Indemnity Program, or PLIP applications, are also due by October 12th. It's important to keep in mind that you should retain any documentation of loss for the possibility of future reference.
The county office will work with them on all the specifics about what they will need to have on hand. It may not be so much as a matter of turning in documentation as making sure that you have that documentation available in the event that you have some spot checks later on. So, for producers who made that difficult decision to do some depopulation during that time, they'll definitely want to talk to their FSA office about the specifics that they'll need to complete that application and get that in ahead of the October 12 deadline for that PLIP program.
Finally, applications for PATH, or Pandemic Assistance for Timber Harvesters and Haulers, will be due by October 15th. Through this program, individual loggers, truckers, or legal entities could be eligible for up to $125,000 in financial assistance. As the timber industry in Nebraska isn't quite to the same scale as most agricultural operations in the state, it's also a group that doesn't have frequent contact with the FSA and may not even be aware of this opportunity.
The timber industry in Nebraska isn't huge, but there are some individuals that obviously do that here in certain sectors of Nebraska. And so we just wanted to make sure folks knew about the PATH program. They're not necessarily folks that normally come into our offices. And so just trying to spread the word about its availability ahead of the October 15th deadline for applications.
To recap, the application deadlines for Coronavirus Food Assistance Program 2, or CFAP 2, is set for October 12th. Likewise, the Pandemic Livestock Indemnity Program, or PLIP application deadline is also October 12th. And the application deadline for Pandemic Assistance for Timber Harvesters and Haulers, or PATH, is set for October 15th. These dates are fast approaching, so be sure to take the time to get these applications turned in before you miss out on any of these opportunities. If you have any questions or concerns pertaining to these programs, you're encouraged to contact your local FSA office.